While the Rings of Power's first season was mostly centered on character development and world building, the series nonetheless had a number of startling narrative surprises that many fans did not see coming. Some of the season's major plot twists surprised everyone, while others surprised everyone because of the modifications they made to the existing history established in The Lord of the Rings and J.R.R. Tolkien's books. 1. The Disappearance of Isildur. Most people who view the Rings of Power know that Isildur will eventually cut the One Ring from Sauron and vanquish him, as portrayed in the Fellowship of the Rings prologue. Given Isildur's importance in the future, people were surprised when he vanished when the Southlands became Mordor. Elendil, Isildur's father, assumed his son was dead and sailed back to Menor. Only Isildur's horse Beric seemed to know that Isildur was still out there. With the season finale not showing Isildur or Beric at all, fans have to wait to learn what Isildur is up to and how he will come back into the story and eventually become such a pivotal figure in the future of Middle-earth. 2. The Arrival of a Stranger. A teaser video for the Rings of Power shows people from all around Middle-earth watching a meteor rush across the sky. While fans were ready for the meteor, they did not expect that the meteor contained a man, a tall, bearded, rugged-looking individual with magical abilities who would become the focus of the Harfoot storyline and whose identity would become one of the key plot points of the season. The stranger's sudden appearance in the first episode demonstrated that, although being a prequel with familiar characters based on some existing legend, this narrative would take unforeseen turns that would surprise all fans. 3. Orcs who were actually villagers from the Southland. The Fellowship of the Ring Orc from Rings of Power. Both the viewers and the characters defending the Southlands were aware that Adar and his orcs had been joined by a group of Southland peasants. The initial wave of orcs ordered to attack the settlement was really Southland people dressed as orcs, something neither the viewer nor the characters defending the Southlands expected. Arondir, Bronwyn, and the others' elation at slaughtering the orcs who had come to destroy their house swiftly changed to dread and humiliation when they discovered they'd slain their neighbors and the people they'd lived with for years. 4. The Elves Are Fading and can only be saved by Mithril. Elrond and Durin IV are already two of the most endearing Rings of Power characters, and their friendship embellished one of the series' finest story twists. Their reconnection revealed that the elves were fading and could only be rescued by Mithril, which the dwarves had recently found and were digging up in Khazad-dûm. This was a massive plot twist, as it changed what fans knew previously about Mithril, and made the elves fading more of an immediate problem that needed to be solved at once instead of just being the gradual evolution seen in The Lord of the Rings. It was an excellent plot twist because it added new challenges and complexity to Elrond and Durin's friendship, further strengthening what was already one of the most compelling relationships in the series. 5. The Origin of Mount Doom in Mordor. As the season progressed, it was clear that the Southlands would become Mordor. What came as a shock was the origin of Mount Doom and exactly how the Southlands became Mordor. The heroes celebrated their hard-earned victory against Adar and his orcs, believing they possessed the sword that Adar and the orcs had sought. Meanwhile, the disloyal Southland peasant Waldrick had the sword and used it to cause a flood, which rushed through the tunnels dug by the orcs all season. This triggered a volcanic explosion, resulting in the formation of Mount Doom and the transformation of the Southlands into Mordor proper. The abrupt transition from success and joy to apocalyptic calamity was startling, with many different strands from the season converging in unexpected and monumental form. 6. Queen Muriel has gone blind. Menorian Queen Regent Muriel was blinded in the aftermath of the devastating volcanic explosion in the Southlands. She and Elendil didn't grasp what had happened until she inquired when the smoke would dissipate. This was especially startling because Muriel does not grow blind in Tolkien's works, so even staunch Tolkien fans were taken aback. It will be interesting to watch how this alteration in the lore influences the future storylines of Muriel and Menor. Thank you for watching. Please don't forget to comment, subscribe, and give us a like.